Hey everyone, welcome back to the Adam Podcast, a show where we talk about creativity, tech, business, and everything in between. Today we're talking about Elon Musk's Twitter, or I guess I should start saying X, which I really don't know if I will because I don't know if I like it. But he did some crazy stuff with Twitter, so we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about everything it means, what's coming to Twitter, the future of Twitter. So let's get started. Also, just so you know, today's elixir of choice is the Celsius Kiwi Guava. It's kind of like the go-to. It's not too amazing. It's one of the first flavors that I tried, but I don't know, it's a safe bet. So yeah, I did just try the green apple cherry and it was so delicious. So if you guys see those at a local gas station, I'm telling you, you won't regret it. Go get it, please. And as always, let me know what you're drinking in the comments because I love trying new drinks. So what is Twitter doing exactly? Over the past year, ever since Elon Musk purchased Twitter, he's talked about this concept of an everything website, like a website where you could order food, a website where you could browse videos, a website where you could also tweet. And this concept is always referred to as X. He wants to build the everything app. X everything, which has always reminded me of what Jeff Bezos has built with Amazon. Because if you look at the Amazon logo, this is also why Amazon has the best logo of all time, because their logo represents everything, like even the A to the Z with the arrow. Because on Amazon, you could essentially buy anything. I could buy floss on Amazon, I could buy a bed on Amazon, I could buy a desk and a computer. It really is the space for everything. And that's exactly what Elon Musk is trying to build for Twitter. He wants Twitter to become the everything app. So as of right now, Twitter has been rebranded as X. If you go on twitter.com, it'll have big X in the corner whenever you log in. And they're getting really serious about this. So I don't think this is a joke. This is definitely not a fad. And honestly, a lot of people are really upset about it. And I don't know how to feel about it, but hopefully I could kind of discover it in the middle of this dialogue. So one of the questions that I have is rebranding always a bad thing, right? Because just because Twitter is changing, does that mean it's bad change? So let's look into it. Part of how I see things is, one, change is good, right? Like usually. And when I think about a brand changing, for one, it's usually always on purpose. Like Twitter has changed. Twitter has changed for better. And I do want to get into that. But first, I want to talk about this list of companies that have actually changed their names for the better. And this is a tweet from John Elcherman. So it reads, companies that have changed their names. Amazon used to be called Cadabra. Best Buy used to be called Sound of Music. Terrible. eBay used to be Auction Web. Not bad, actually. Facebook used to be called Meta. Google used to be Backrub. What the? Instagram used to be called Bourbon. Netflix used to be Kibble. Whatever. Nike used to be called Blue Ribbon Sports, which is actually not bad. I imagine that being like some local athletic store in the mountains, so I don't hate it. Pepsi used to be Brad's Drink, which, I mean, there's a restaurant right now called Five Guys, which is really weird, but I digress. Playboy used to be Stag Party. Wow. 7-Eleven, Totem Stores. I don't even know. Snapchat used to be Peekaboo. Super weird, very creepy. Starbucks used to be Cargo House. Target used to be called Goodfellow, which is interesting because a lot of their clothing apparel is called Goodfellow, so now I know it's meaningful, which is really nice. Tinder used to be Matchbox. Matchbox isn't terrible. And now X used to be called Twitter. Let me know in the comments if that's a downgrade, because right now it feels like a downgrade, but I don't know. Like, I can't imagine calling Nike Blue Ribbon Sports, so only time will tell. And the reason I wanted to read out this tweet in particular is because Elon Musk actually responded to it, and he said, Twitter was acquired by X Corp, both to ensure freedom of speech and as an accelerant for X, the everything app. This is not simply a company renaming itself, but doing the same thing. The Twitter name made sense when it was just 140 character messages going back and forth like birds tweeting. Chirp, chirp, chirp. But now you can post almost anything, including several hours of videos. Only if you pay for it, though. All right. In the months to come, we will add comprehensive communications and the ability to conduct your entire financial world. What? The Twitter name does not make sense in that context, so we must bid adieu to the bird. So something seems really strange about that. I agree with most of what he said, but he just said your ability to conduct your entire financial world. Is Twitter about to be a bank? Like, what? You know, I might be part of the minority here when I say that I don't feel comfortable giving my bank statement or my checking and savings account number into a social media platform. That just doesn't make me feel comfortable. But again, this is so early. I don't know what that means. Like, I'm reading a tweet from Elon Musk here. I'm just assuming it's true because if you look at history of tech companies, like if you look at Apple, Apple now has Apple Pay, Apple Cash. Now they have this whole infrastructure where you can have an Apple credit card. So it doesn't seem too out of left field for Twitter to want to become part of that world. It doesn't seem too strange. But at the end of the day, Apple is a tech conglomerate. Twitter is a social media page where you could go and tweet random things. Like it is so different. But I digress. I want to talk about Elon Musk and his relationship with Twitter and change as the CEO and just things that he's done. Things that have maybe given him some pushback occasionally, but they've seemed to be good things. So for one, ever since Elon Musk took over, creators are now getting monetized. Like that is so cool. Content creators are now able to monetize their social voice as a text format on Twitter. Like if you have tens of thousands of followers on Twitter and you go ahead and write something, meaningful or of value, when someone clicks on your tweet and they read it, those ads that are placed in between the responses, you as the creator are now getting a cut of that. That is thanks to Elon Musk, nobody else. Which is even more profound when you really think about it. Like when you look at things that are happening on Instagram, with Instagram not paying their creators, with TikTok not paying their creators. Now Elon Musk is literally making so much space for creators to monetize their content. This is also true for videos that exist on Twitter, by the way. There's also now less censorship on Twitter, which is probably, most people would agree, a good thing. Except for the pretty rare occasions where people actually want censorship on very specific topics, but that's a whole other conversation. And now video experiences are now a very big thing on Twitter. Like Tucker Carlson has literally grabbed a big old boulder and just threw it in the ocean and caused a huge ripple wave in terms of video experiences on Twitter. Tucker Carlson, who so many people disagree with, has garnered hundreds of millions of views on his speaking news video segments on Twitter. Like, that is insane. So Elon Musk has done a lot of good things. So I really don't want to grab my microscope and look at every bad thing he's done, because everyone's done bad things. And I'm sure if you were the richest person in the world and someone grabbed a magnifying glass and looked at every part of your life, they would also find some pretty horrible things. So whatever. I do have a gripe though about all this that's happening on Twitter. Someone posted this picture saying a tweet is now referred to officially as a Zeet. If you're listening to this, that is XEET, according to X's new help center page. So there is actually a community notes attached to this that says, this is incorrect. In fact, Twitter's help center still reads how to tweet. I don't know if I believe the community notes here, because it seems like they might have made the changes and then got a lot of hate and then unmade the changes. So I don't know. But here's my dream. You see, in my dream world, Twitter and X would actually coexist instead of doing this really blind merger. Like, I don't want this merger. I would love for them to adopt a relationship that's similar to what Meta did with Facebook, right? I want Twitter and X to do exactly what Meta and Facebook did, because now you have Meta, which is this whole umbrella of all their social companies like Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat. You have all of this underneath the umbrella of Meta, but Facebook didn't change its name. Facebook didn't change its name to Mark's book. It's the same exact thing, but they opened up an umbrella. That's what I want X Corp to look like. I don't want Twitter to change its name to X. Like, that's weird. Like, even whenever you look at Threads is still called Threads in Instagram app. So now you have this umbrella of Meta, which holds Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp. But if you look closer, Instagram now has this other umbrella that has Threads and Instagram. Like, it works so cohesively and it's easy to understand, unlike what Elon Musk is doing with Twitter. I really hope Elon Musk brings more clarity to this. Like, I need some graphic that explains all this, because I love visually learning. So just to begin to land this plane, here are my final thoughts on the name change. One, I don't love it, but I'm sure it'll grow on me. Just give me some time. And, I could also grow to hate it even more, but I'm not sure. I'm a little unpredictable there. I'm kind of hoping they backtrack. I'd be comfortable with that decision, but we'll see. With all this change that's coming, though, I am reminded of this quote by Seth Godin. Seth Godin said, "Change is good. Change is not a threat. It's an opportunity. Survival is not the goal. Transformative success is." So as we're looking at this change that's happening on this internet, social media landscape, I do want to ask you, what opportunities do you think this change could actually bring to you or your life? So those are my thoughts. But what do you think? What do you think about all these changes? How do you feel about them? Let me know in the comments wherever you're watching this, and I will see you on the next episode. Have a good one.